All right, so I've kind of got my own little regular news desk set up now. I'm slowly perfecting the process. This afternoon, I've got basically a recap of the testimony that was presented today, the evidence put on by the government in their case in chief. Their primary witness following Butch Eaton was the Malheur National Wildlife Refuge manager, Chad Cargis. He testified about his background with the refuge, testified that he's worked for federal wildlife refuges his entire career, and that his father likewise worked at refuges. So he grew up at wildlife refuges throughout the country, and he has eventually ended up in Harney County at the Malheur Refuge, and he's been there for about 17 years. He's been what he calls the refuge manager or the project leader for just a little over a year, maybe a year and a half. And so he is basically the guy that was on the ground in terms of the boss, the official making decisions on the ground at the time of the refuge. He testified, among other things, that he was the last employee at the refuge. The last time that he had been out there just to check on things was on January 1st, 2016. He testified, and this is interesting because if you followed this, you may have picked up on the fact that refuge employees and BLM employees were actually instructed by their supervisors not to go to work even before the occupation occurred. He testified that on December 31st, he told some of his employees, the last remaining employees at the refuge, to go home early and not to come back to work until they received further word from him. So even before the refuge occupation occurred, they were instructed by their supervisors, including Mr. Cargis, not to go to work based on other, again, what they're referring to as intelligence that they had been receiving through law enforcement. Didn't necessarily specifically identify exactly which law enforcement, whether it was local, federal. He did indicate that a lot of it was coming through the refuge law enforcement mechanism, but the FBI was also included in that. I can see we're not going to be able to get through an entire recap of his testimony and the cross-examination in one 3-minute clip. So I'm going to wrap this one up for now and come back with another supplemental clip in just a minute.